make sure that I actually am live, since we had that problem last night. So give me 1 second here. Like I said, I am going to be checking this every time to make sure that I'm actually live. Oops, that was the wrong button. Yes, I am live, and I can hear myself, right?
Oops, that was the wrong.
Yes, I can. Alright, we are back, and this is a different video than what I have been doing lately, but I did want to bring this to people's attention. I did want to tell people about this, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you guys about ombre hairstyling. Now, one of the most best and positive features of a female is when they decide to go into the ombre for their hair coloring. I can't tell you and cannot explain enough of how much of a sucker I am for ombre hairstyling. How's it going, Max? Welcome, welcome. One of my favorite things to see on a female is their hair color. I love seeing the different hair colors. I love seeing how they have the blue going into, like the lighter blue going into the black. I love ombre hairstyling, okay? I love the way it looks. I am a sucker for it. I will literally become a fan of that female, of that lady, if they have ombre hairstyling, if they have ombre hair coloring. It's one of my favorite things to see. So, with that being said, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do ombre hair dyeing into this game. Now, I did live Morgan's. I will go ahead and show you a couple that I did do. This is more of a basic one. So it's going from the white into the light blue. As you can see, it's fading into like a darker blue. Even though it's not like completely blue, I did it more of like a color of her actual attire. So I did not do it to like that actual like the main blue. I did it into kind of like an aqua or turquoise type color, or like a baby blue or something along those lines. So it's not your traditional blue or royal blue or anything like that. But that's a little detail right there. I absolutely love the way that looks on her as well. It kind of matches her gear and so forth. So that's one example. Another one example, this is actually more of an advanced. That is more of a beginner if you're just starting out into ombre hair dyeing. I will show you more of an experienced one. I have been doing ombre hair dyeing ever since they put ombre hair dyeing into the game. I have been doing it. Hey, how's it going, Villain Club? Welcome, welcome. So this is a more advanced ombre hair dye. This is another female I made. This hair probably took about an hour alone just doing the hair. So as you can see, I did gray on the top. I did black on the sides where she has like braided. And then I went from like a greenish tealish color, like a green on the top, to a tealish, to a blue, going into purple, going into like a little bit of a magenta or pink color, all the way down to red. That hairstyle right there, and I left that ponytail part of it. You can see like that part right there is actually a ponytail. I left that black. So this hairstyle right here, doing ombre, this took me a good hour just doing the hair alone. That's it, just doing the hair. Now the other thing I gotta see too is I gotta kind of figure this out, because I have this tattoo right there that oh, I thought someone messaged me. I have this tattoo right here that goes all the way down to her shorts art, but then when she's in the ring competing, it does not. So I'm going to have to try to fix that and see what's going on with that. So right now it looks good, but it doesn't go all the way down to her shorts like it should when she's actually in the mat. So maybe that's in her ring gear. I didn't like stretch it far enough or something. Anyways, but yeah, so this is more of an advanced hairstyle. This is like after doing it for so many years. And I'm going to be showing you guys actually details on how to do ombre hairstyling from the more basic one all the way down to doing something like this. Alright, and this one, like I said, it takes a while, so I'm not going to be going into full detail, because otherwise this thing is going to be completely, like, probably 3 hours long. But I will show you the basics on how to do it. And it's going to be, it's kind of hard. It is time consuming, so you got to make sure you have time on your hands to do something like this. Is my alarm going off? Sorry about that. My alarm for some reason was set for 2 o'clock. That's weird. I didn't set that for that time. Alright, anyways. But yeah, so this is definitely one of those hairstyles too that when you're doing ombre hair dyeing, you want to do it from start to finish. You don't want to take a break into it because then you're gonna be like, okay, what color did I leave off with or whatever? I gotta try to find that right color. You don't want to leave this creation before you're done. You want to, if you're gonna do hair dyeing like this, you want to be committed to it because you want to stay into it until you are finished with it. Because if you decide to do it later and then you leave this creation and save it, or whatever, and then you leave it, go back into it, you're going to have to find that color again, wherever you left off at. That's not fun. So you want to make sure you actually spend the time doing this. Now, when you're done with the hair dyeing and then you don't feel like finishing the creation right now, then you'll be good to go ahead and leave the creation or whatever, and then go back into it because your hair is already done. Yes, this is 2K23. Yes, indeed. Um, Now, this is the new female that I did create called Gab. Her name is Gabby Grassi. Kind of putting her into a storyline with Liv Morgan, as Liv Morgan's really good friend. They're both the same age, so Gabby is not like, one of the very, very, very young ones coming in like 18 years old or whatever like that. She started a little later, but she's 28. Liv Morgan, I believe, is also 28. They're around the same age. So Gabby Grassi is 28 years old and she's coming into wrestling for the first time. So she just made her debut yesterday on GFW, and her and Liv Morgan did get the victory. So this is Gabby Grassi. She's kind of like a emo-ish type, gothic type, a little bit of both, but like light. She's not like, you can tell that she's not like full on emo and gothic with all the, face paint and makeup and gauges and tattoos on her face. Like she's not that far into it. She's more of like a lighter goth and emo type girl. But anyways, yeah, this is Gabby Grassi. But this is the ombre hairstyling. I'm gonna be kind of showing you guys how to do ombre dyeing like this as well. So we're gonna go into more of a basic and then more of a going into more of that. Like I said, I'm not going to do the complete hairstyle of the basic and then the complete hairstyle of the dime because otherwise this thing would be like 3 hours long. But I will go into more of a detailed thing, just kind of show you how to start and then what to do as you're going into it. So we're going to start a new superstar. Most ombre hairstyling is done with female characters, so we are going to do a female here. This honestly is probably my favorite face of the creation, so we're going to actually just stick with that one. Except I'm going to go for a cruiserweight because most females are in the cruiserweight weight class. Most of them, there are some that's a little heavier, but we're going to do a cruiserweight one. We'll leave the name off for now. This is actually going to be someone I am going to be creating. Her name is going to be Crystal Steel. If you guys have been following my channel for a very long time, you'll know that I have my best friend. He's my friend in real life. He is a real life person. His name is Darren Steele. I have yet to do his face scan. I'm still waiting on him to send me a picture of a really good close-up of his face, just shoulder high. That way I can take that face and do a face scan for him, for his character. So I'm still waiting on that, but once I get that, then I'll do his face, and it'll look more like him. But for now, that's what I have for Darren Steele, and then this is going to be his wife, Crystal Steele. He's not actually married in real life, but in the game, he is. So, we're going to be making Crystal Steel, but I'm not going to go through the whole creation of doing that. I'm just going to be pretty much showing you how to do the ombre, because she is going to have ombre hair. So, going into it, I am going to go back and do the face. I will be going back and doing the face, but right now we're mainly just here just to do the ombre hairstyling. So I'm going to leave everything how it is right now. I will adjust the face and the body and all that stuff in my own time. But let's go into appearance. We're going to first, we want to find the hairstyle that you want to use. It does work with any hairstyle, but you do have to remember that hairstyles are different, so you have to kind of work around the different hairstyles. Like this right here, for instance. You can definitely do it on this, but it's going to be a lot different than doing it on another hairstyle because you have the whole big braid thing right there. This is Bianca Belair's hairstyle. You have the whole big braid thing going on there. So it's going to work a little differently than it would on like straight hairs or whatever. For Crystal's hairstyle, I want to do something a little longer. I wanted to have kind of longer hair. So I was thinking something more along the lines of this. This, I think, will work out the best. Now, what I'm going to try to do for this is she's going to have blue hair with the black roots. There's going to be the black roots on the top there. and then she's going to have like blue hair, and it's going to go into a lighter blue, and then into white. So I'm going to kind of show you guys how to do that, show you guys how to get started on doing that, and then I'm going to end up showing you guys how you can do the multicolor ones, from like the green to the light blue to the purple to the pink to the red, so forth. So let's go ahead and get started with this. So we're going to start with this. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to end up turning this into, I'll probably start with black for the base. So you're just going to have the black roots, but I'm going to go ahead and just start with this right here. I think this will be a good way to start. Yeah, so let's start with that. Alright. So, actually, no, let's not start with that. Let's start with actually blue. We'll start with blue, and then I'll add in the roots on the top. So we're going to start with blue. Now, one thing is, I don't like it being too bright like this. That's a little too much. It looks glowing. It hurts my eyes. I usually do more of a darker color, kind of like this. So I think this is like the perfect color right here. This was like the color of Sasha Banks' hairstyle for a while, the blue. This is about the color and shade of what her hair was. And on the back of it, the back of the hairstyle actually kind of looks similar to hers. But I know this isn't her hairstyle, but still. We're going to start with that. Alright, we're going to do that. Now, just so you guys know, I still have a little bit of a cold. Still getting over it, so I apologize for any coughing or sneezing I do during this video. My bad. But let's go ahead and start with the roots. I always start with the roots before anything else. So you want to pick the same hairstyle or the same hair color for the dye. Alright, and then we're going to start off kind of big. So we're going to go all the way in. And then we're going to go out a little bit. Kind of go right there. You can kind of see it getting a little darker if you look very closely. But we're going to start, let's go up a little bit. Do it kind of like that. Go up and down just a little bit. You can't see much change yet, but you will want to get into a darker color. Alright. So we're going to start kind of like that. Then we're going to go into it. We're going to go down just a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. You want to go kind of slow with it. We're going to zoom in a little bit. Put the cursor down just a little bit as well. And then we're going to go in the same line of the roots. So just keep going just a little bit more. Again, can't really see too much of a difference yet. But we're going to go down just a little bit more. And then we're going to go in just a little bit more. Put the cursor in just a little bit more. And then we're going to go in to these roots just a little bit more. Alright, and then we'll do this, and then I think we'll be good to do the last one. So we're going to go back in. You can kind of see it's a little darker now. And then I think we should be good to do the last one. So put in that the black roots there. Alright, so you can see she has the black roots going in. Alright. That's kind of what you want for that. So you can kind of see it's a little faded into it. It's not like completely just there. It's like faded into the blue. That's kind of what you want. Now, the other thing you got to do as well is you got to kind of decide where you want to start. If you start too low, then you probably won't have enough hair room to be able to put it to like the light blue into the white. So you want to start kind of high up, because as you go down, it's still going to be kind of like that dark blue for a little bit before you start to get into like the actual light blue or whatever. So we're going to go back into the blue color. Now, what you want to do is you want to find the level of where you want to start. And then as you go into the streak, so we're going to do an example here. So you're not going to start at this same color just because it's already that color. You want to start at like a little lighter color. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to end up putting in a streak. So we're going to go in kind of like this. We're going to do it a little bit like this, kind of go a little slow. We'll start right there. And then you want to start kind of high up. We'll go down like this. Alright, we'll actually put the cursor up a little bit more. And then you want to just go kind of slowly all the way around her hair. Kind of keep it like this as well. Don't just go all the way around really fast because then it could miss a lot of spots. So you want to kind of go kind of slow with it. Make sure you get every single aspect you can into it. Alright, then you want to go down a little bit. Go back in. We're going to go a little bit more. Now we're down just a little bit. So now we're going to go back into more. Then we go down. As you can see, I'm going slowly across the colors. You can see where that blue stops at the very top there. We're going to end up fixing that. I'll show you how to do that afterwards. We're going to go just a little bit more. Alright, now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and fix that really quick before I get too far from the colors. So let's actually go with this really quick. Let's go back up here. Just kind of fix that a little bit, kind of blend that in. Now you can kind of see I kind of blended that in a little bit, so it does look better. So we're going to go back over again. We're just going to kind of blend that in just a little bit. Like I said, you have to kind of work with the hair color a little bit. It can be a little finicky at times, so you kind of have to work with it just a little bit. But we're going to go back up. You can kind of see very lightly of that like black line. But what I'm doing is I'm putting this color up, and I'm going to bring it all the way up to the roots to where it actually blends into that, so you can't see that line. So now we're going to go up this way, and I'm going to bring it right up to those roots. All the way across, up to the top, until you can't see that black line anymore. This you don't always have to do with hairstyles, just sometimes it doesn't always actually show that black line on there, and if it doesn't, then you don't have to do this step. But if you do see that black line that appears, then this is how you do it, to get kind of like rid of that the best you can. So we're going to go back up. I'm going to just keep going all the way. I'm moving that line all the way across to get rid of it, but I'm not going all the way into the roots because I don't want to delete the roots. So we're going to go back up this way. You can kind of see I'm getting rid of that, and all this is fine to color in because this is all going to stay the same hair color. So kind of just like that. Now you can kind of see it fades in a lot better that way. So now we're going to go back in, and we're going to grab that one. That was our last one that we did, I believe. So we're going to go in. Hey, how's it going? Well, right now I am showing how to do ombre hairstyling or ombre hair dyeing. So the other thing is too is you want to kind of figure out where you want to stop the blue color and then start going up into like a lighter blue. So let's do like one more going across here of this color. That was a little too low. Alright, so we'll do one more going into this color. Alright, now about right here is where I want to stop. Alright, as far as this goes. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to end up bringing, oops, I missed the color. We're going to end up bringing this cursor up to make it lighter. So once you get to that point of where you want to be at with the hair color, you don't want to get too far into like a green, then you want to actually start going higher with the cursor and making the hair color lighter. Alright, so bring it up a little bit more. And we're going to keep going around. And since we only have a certain amount of room to work with, I'm only going to do one row for each color. Okay. I think it might have actually been better if I went up a little higher to start this, because I still got to add the white in there. We'll stop right there. Now, to get to the white, you want to start coming this way. And you want to start getting kind of like a fade going in. Might be able to move it out a little bit faster. See what that looks like. So you can kind of see it's fading the blue a little bit. Then go out a little lighter. Kind of getting close. I do have to kind of watch out for that because I don't want to get too far into it because I do want to get that white in there. So see how I'm just kind of going out now to the white color? And I'm going slowly to make sure I get all the hair that I possibly can. I'm going out quite a bit so I can get to that white before it gets to the bottom of the hair. Okay. You can see I'm kind of moving it a little faster across now, which is fine because it's fading, so that was a little too low. So we're going to go back in and then go back in. Okay. Alright, so now when you go in, you can kind of see where that white's kind of coming in now. Now it's getting to like the completely white. Okay. Alright. Now as you can clearly see, you can see it faded from the blue to like the kind of like another like a lighter, well not lighter, but kind of like a tealish type blue, all the way into like a lighter blue, to really light blue, all the way to like white on the bottom. I guess more of like a grayish, but that's kind of how you do ombre hair dyeing. You can see it just fades nicely. It doesn't all look just patches of different colors going into it. It's all faded in, and it even fades into the white. This is kind of how you do ombre dyeing. Now, this one, I don't know exactly how long it took. It doesn't take as long as doing the multicolor. One thing about the multicolor is that it's more advanced because you have to go into like all the different colors, and you have to figure out where you have to start at to be able to get all those colors in there. But for that, what you would do is you would select in, you would pick where you want to start. You want to, you want to figure out if you want to actually start with white going to the multicolor, if you want to start with black. Black or gray would be the best. So you would pick your color, and then you can start with like the black or the gray or whatever, and then you can go in to this color. Yeah, it kind of does, doesn't it? It kind of does. It actually does kind of remind me of that. I'm going to actually go into... But yeah, it actually does kind of look like that a lot. I really like the way it turned out. I mean, that's pretty much how you do ombre styling. But what you would do is for the advanced one, you would end up picking this color, whatever color you want to pick with, and then what I did was I actually started right around here. I started like right around here is where I started. I did it about this shade, and you're pretty much going to be doing the same exact thing that I did with this ombre. You're going to do the same exact thing, except you're going to keep it at that level. Or if you want to go brighter and do a brighter one, you can do it brighter. So you can pick whatever brightness you want. And then all you're going to be doing is putting in the streak going across, like I've done with this one. And then you'll change the color a little bit, and then go down again and do it again right below it. And then you'll do it again. You'll go back to a different color. You'll do it again right below it, and so forth until you get all the way to where you want to stop at. And then you'll have all these colors in there. I will go into it more detailed once I will end up doing a video showing you a full process of it very soon. But that's pretty much what you do, and you're going to be doing it all the way. And if you want to, you can even add in yellows and orange if you want, which I think would be really, really cool as well. So you could actually start all the way. You could actually, I don't know, that's kind of weird. It actually put it all the way to the other side. You could start all the way on this side if you want, and you could go in, do it again, go and do it again, and add that yellow in there if you want to, and then the green, and go all the way across. One thing about that that's hard is that you got to make sure you have enough hair room to do that. So you definitely want to do longer hair. You want to start up pretty high up as well. Plus, you want to make your base hair red because you're going to be starting off with red. So because of that, you want to make your base hair red. So you go ahead and change that red. And then whenever you find a level of where you want to start, you'll go ahead and just automatically go right to the next color. So you just go a little bit. And you don't want to go to the next color like this. You don't want to, all right, here's the next color, and then do it. All right, go all the way to yellow, and then do it. You want to go all the way down to the different shades. So you start with red, go a little bit, that'll be right there. Then do it again, and then again. And you want to go all the way because you want it to fade into these colors. You don't want to just have patches of all the colors. You want to actually fade it. So you have to go through all the way into each color, fading it, just like it does in this bar. You want to actually fade it. So to make that happen, you want to end up going through all of these different fades, just like this rainbow bar that I'm scrolling through. You want it to fade into all those colors. You want to have all of those different fades and shades into it, because that's what's going to fade it into the multicolored one. So again, I will show you what it looks like at the end, because I have a car already with that. I am going to save this, because I am actually making a car out of this crystal steel, so I'm going to end up saving this hairstyle. So let's go ahead and save that really quick. I will end up finishing her soon, but let's go ahead and just save that really quick. I did not upload, because I'm not done with it. Alright, so I will show you the multicolor one. I went for more of a darker multicolored, but you can always do lighter if you want as well. But since this lady is goth and emo, light goth and emo, I decided to go for a darker shade. But you can see I added the gray, the black on the sides, and here's the multicolor. I started with the green and then went all the way down to the red. So you can see how it kind of fades into that. And the reason why it does that, or the reason why it faded into that, is because I went through that whole entire color wheel from that green all the way to the end. So I did not go all the way to the red and then use the orange and yellow. I started halfway down on the green side and then went all the way down to the other side of the red. So I did the green, blue, purple, pink, and red. And that's what it'll look like. And obviously it will be brighter if you choose a brighter shade. But I decided to go with a darker shade. So mine's a little darker, but you can definitely do brighter. And I like this hairstyle a lot, so I decided to use this hairstyle for it. but that's what it's going to look like. So it's, like I said, it's kind of up to you, whatever you want to do for your hairstyle. It's all about planning what you want the hairstyle to look like. If you want to go to something more advanced, you can always look on Google and look at different ombre hairstyles. Here's another one I did. This one I did white into blue with Liv Morgan. I think it looks really, really good. So I did that for her. But like I said, you can always go on Google too to get ideas of different ombre hairstyles and look at it and be like, oh, that looks cool. I want to do that. And then you can try to master that if you want. Totally up to you, but that's kind of the basis of it. It's all about being or having time consuming as well. You want to be, or you want to have time. You want to make sure you have time to be able to do that. Because if you don't have time, oh yeah, I gotta delete the spray bear. This spray bear wasn't that good, so I ended up making my own, which looks like that, which does look better, but it's still not top notch. But it's a temporary thing until the actual weight bear gets released, because he is on DLC. So once he gets on DLC, I will delete that. But the weight bear I ended up downloading was this one, and I was like, this was not that good, so I'm gonna make my own. So I decided to make my own, and it turned out a whole lot better. So this one I am gonna end up deleting. Yeah, so we're actually gonna delete that because I don't need that. But yeah, so that's pretty much the ombre dyeing of how to do ombre hair. If you do want to look at another tutorial as well, I know Diva Daddy also does hair tutorials as well on YouTube, so you can always look at his as well. But yeah, so that's pretty much ombre hair dyeing. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the content videos. I will see you all in the next one.